Hey everybody, we are so excited to have you guys here this week. This is our video for our 2nd through 5th graders. And so again, we're using the theme of pets to help kids understand how to act responsible, that God's character is one that we can rely on and that we resemble and reflect his character. So that's kind of why we're using the pet idea. So when kids arrive, you're going to do some fun discussion with them. And so what you're going to do is you're going to ask a kid a question, and they're going to think of an answer, and then they're going to think of 3 clues that they can give their friends and have their friends guess the answer. So if you could be any animal, what would you be? So give the kid a minute to think, and then they can say to their friends, I have spots. And then let kids guess. I have a long neck. Let kids guess. I eat leaves. And so maybe a kid guess, oh, you're a giraffe. Okay, and then there's other questions, and let the kids kind of call on other people and get them talking to each other. So that's kind of your first opening activity. Your second activity is more of a movement where they're going to pick yes or no, and they're going to run to one side of the room or run to one carpet, whatever you pick as your yes or no. And basically you're going to ask a question, and it's going to really focus on sharing. We're going to go through the idea of storing up in the barn, and then how many days that the person had and they didn't have those days. That's the story we're doing from Luke in the Bible. So we're going to kind of get them ready to think about, can they share or can they not share? It's about, would you share your bed with a puppy? Yes or no? Have them run. Would you share your milk with a cat? Have them run left or right or to the carpet. And those are your opening activities to there's discussion questions on those papers, so go ahead and go over those. Then you're going to go to large group. Please sit with your kids, be very nearby your kids and engaged, do the worship, all of the things. The more the kids see you involved, the more involved they will be. After you finish large group and you're released back to your small groups, we're actually going to practice telling a story. Okay, so we're going to give the kids this comic strip, and they're going to, using the comic strip, draw or write out something that happened to them this week. Let them know it does not have to be perfectly artistic. They can use stick people. They just have to understand it. And then they're going to practice telling the story to their friends. This is so that we get better at sharing the gospel with other people. So we're actually going to practice telling a story so we can get better at doing testimonies. And so what you can do is share a story of how you came to know Jesus, very short, keep it simple for the kids, so that they can think about, oh, there was a time where I prayed to God and God answered my prayer. Or I had a sick friend and I went to visit that friend and I really felt like God was there with me and gave me peace. And maybe they tell that story and maybe they draw it out. The drawing and the practicing of the story can just be something that they did this week. It does not have to be a spiritual testimony, okay? And there's some discussion questions to help get the idea of sharing things, sharing our faith with others. All right. The next thing that you are going to do is you're going to divide kids up into pairs. So 2 kids are going to get a bag, and then the other 2 kids are going to get this kind of bag. And what you're going to do is you're going to separate them into different areas. So all the kids who are paired up on one carpet will only get these supplies, and all the kids paired up will only get these supplies over here. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask them to make a barn. Okay? Now the purpose of this is that the kids with just these supplies really can't make a barn all by themselves. They can try, but and then the kids who have these supplies really can't make a barn all by themselves. So after they try, you say, good job, but look around. Maybe if you guys had shared supplies, maybe you could do better barns. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to give them the freedom to go back and forth between each other and share supplies and make different barns, okay? So that should be an idea for not storing up things for ourselves, but to share what God has given us with others. All right. Then this next one is a Bible memory verse. You're going to get Jenga blocks, and you're going to get little Bible memory words. And what you can do is, using the tape from the previous activity, you can tape these words onto the blocks, and the kids can build barns or towers as they memorize the verse again, which is suppose you can be trusted with something very little, then you can be trusted with something very large. Now, if you're running out of time or service is running short or the barn thing, you could save this for like after service or in between. So if you weren't going to get to something, you could save this Bible memory verse activity for an in-between activity for your second service kids, okay? And then you're going to wrap up with prayer. Last week, we gave them cups and then sticks. So if kids got their cups and they decorated and they took them home, then what you're going to do is say, great, you're going to make some more prayer things to think about and pray about this week, and they're going to take their sticks home and add them to the cup. If you have kids who weren't here yet last week and they didn't get their cup, you can give them their cup now and they can write their name and draw on it. And then pray for some of the things already that they've added on their sticks and help them pray for each other. You guys are awesome, and I'm so grateful for you. We'll talk to you soon.